Everybody has gotten so far behind that now you've got so much catch up to do while the job still goes on. It's not like you can shut down the center for 6 months and get people trained.
Those holes shrinking ever so slightly, but one Raleigh-Wake telecommunicator anonymously telling us dispatchers are still feeling the strain.
We've been hurting for so long.
The latest data from both the Durham and Raleigh-Wake Communication Center show a third of positions remain open in Durham and a fourth in Wake County. This coming as the number of calls continues to rise, as the number of residents do. Both centers are recruiting and training, but even there, retention is challenging. For the last 5 training classes in Durham, only 33% of trainees have stayed. Around 2/3 of trainees have stuck around in Wake County.
That is the biggest problem. You can hire 50 people, but if 49 of them leave, you've wasted time, you've wasted money, you've wasted resources.
Raleigh shared it cost the city around $143,000 for each training class. The dispatcher I spoke with says this isn't entirely a new issue, and Pokey Harris, the executive director of North Carolina's 911 board, says jurisdictions shouldn't be blamed.
Can't hold them any more accountable than we can the retail industry or the hotel industry or the food service industry, because everyone is competing for that pool of employees.
But the difference here is the stakes are higher for vacant positions. And because of that, lengthy training is needed and burnout is often expected.
Have the best intention, but then once they actually start the training and they actually start taking 911 calls, they find that that job is not for them. And it's not a negative against the 911 center or a negative against the person. It's just not the right fit.
Harris says she is hopeful. Last year, the state pushed out a 911 telecommunicator campaign in a few areas of the state and saw a 68% increase in job applications. This year, they hope to expand it statewide and are starting a 2-year degree program with a community college to further advance the field. Even with steps like this in place now, these vacancies won't be filled overnight.
I think you're going to have to take a lot of different steps, and you're still going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 years before you can really solve this problem.
And another big barrier is pay. To combat this, Raleigh has increased the salary for its workers at its emergency communications center. Raleigh has also hired call takers. These are positions that aren't fully trained but can help lessen the load for dispatchers. The dispatcher I spoke with says it does help but is not a long-term solution. For the I-Team, Samantha Kumar, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.